Ekohotblog weekly review of trending stories. If you're a new subscriber or you're watching for the first time, this is Ekohotblog weekly review of trending stories, where we bring to you the juiciest and trending stories of the week.
It has been a week packed with a whole lot of big, trending and fascinating stories everywhere you look and turn, from politics, sports to entertainment. And just in case you missed the biggest news stories of the week, well, we've got you covered. Welcome to this week's episode of Ekohotblog's weekly review of trending stories. If you're watching for the first time, welcome on board. This is where we serve you interesting, trending and fascinating stories that happened within the course of the week that you may have missed. I am Daniel Samson, and I'll be taking you through all the highlighted latest big stories of the week. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Tinubu labels opposition politicians as political IDPs, dismisses 2027 coalition. INEC sets August 16 for by-elections across 12 states. Don't relax ahead of local government polls, Tinubu cautions Lagos APC. Governor Sanwo-Olu at 60, Lagos Assembly pays tribute. Ekwe local government chairman Animashaun empowers traders, youths, fishermen and elderly with life-changing tools. APC flags off campaign in Ekwe as traditional rulers endorse candidates ahead of July 12 elections. Israel-Iran conflict continues with Iranian missile strike despite Trump's ceasefire announcements. Netanyahu declares historic victory over Iran, vows to prevent nuclear rebuild. On sports, Delap scores as Chelsea sweeps ES Tunis 3-0 to reach Club World Cup last 16. Still on Club World Cup stories, 10 teams book round of 16 sports as knockout fixtures take shape. In the world of entertainment, court fixes date to rule on Mohbad's father's case against Naira Marley and Sam Larry. Gospel singer Oluwatimileyin Ajayi sentenced to death for Salome Adaidu's murder. Now the news in full. Tinubu labels opposition politicians as political IDPs, dismisses 2027 coalition. President Bola Tinubu has described politicians forming a coalition to unseat him in 2027 general elections as internally displaced politicians, urging Nigerians to ignore them. Speaking during a work visit to Nasarawa State on Wednesday, Tinubu dismissed the opposition's alliance, saying they were only seeking relevance and attempting to unseat themselves. Just don't pay them any attention. They are political IDPs. Don't give them a home. The hope is here, President Tinubu said. The president's remarks came amidst reports that prominent opposition figures, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi, and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, are working to build a united coalition to challenge Tinubu's re-election bid. Meanwhile, former Kaduna Central Senator Shehu Sani has questioned the sincerity of the opposition coalition, suggesting it is not driven by the public interest. Speaking during an interview on Channels Television's The Morning Brief, Sani said most coalitions are formed by politicians who feel sidelined from power rather than by those with genuine ideological differences. He argued that both the opposition and the ruling party are from the same political class. The opposition is not necessarily ideologically different from the ruling party. They are part of the same elite structure. When they are out of power, they use the suffering of the people as a platform to return, he said. He warned Nigerians to critically assess political alliances and not be swayed by promises that may not reflect the true interests of the people. Still on national news, INEC sets August 16 for by-elections across 12 states. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has unveiled detailed plans for upcoming electoral activities, including the conduct of by-elections, the resumption of continuous voters registration (CVR), and preparations for Anambra State governorship election. Ekohotblog gathered that the announcement was made on Thursday during the Commission's ongoing consultative meetings with key stakeholders, including leaders of registered political parties across the country. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakub disclosed that the Commission has fixed Saturday, August the 16th, 2025 for by-election in 16 constituencies across 12 states. He said the elections will involve 3,553,659 registered voters spread across 32 local government areas, 356 wards, and 6,967 polling units. Yakub added that about 30,451 election officials will be deployed to conduct the exercise. However, he confirmed that by-elections will not be held in Kana 2 state constituency in Rivers State due to a security emergency, and in Talata Mafara South State constituency in Zamfara State. The INEC chairman also outlined the timetable for the elections, stating that party primaries will be held from July 17th to 21st, 2025. Political parties are expected to submit their nomination forms via INEC portal from 9 a.m. on July 22nd until 6 p.m. on July 26th. Public campaigns will run from August the 2nd to August 14th, 2025. On voters' registration, Yakub announced the resumption of CVR at both state and national levels. He said registration will take place in all 326 wards in Anambra State from July 8th to 17th, 2025 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, including weekends. The exercise will enable new registrants, voters seeking transfers, and those needing replacements for their lost, damaged PVCs to update their records. PVCs from previous exercises will also be available for collection. Nationwide, INEC will open its online pre-registration portal on August the 18th, 2025, while physical registration will commence at all INEC state offices, FCT office, and 774 local government areas offices starting August the 25th, 2025. The national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Alhaji Yusuf Dantali, expressed the council's support for INEC's efforts. He reaffirmed IPAC's commitment to promoting electoral integrity, democratic stability, and public trust in Nigeria's electoral system. Dantali urged stakeholders to protect the sanctity of ballots and hold elected leaders accountable. He also described the upcoming Anambra governorship election as a platform for INEC to showcase its technological improvements, particularly in the use of artificial intelligence, to enhance electoral transparency and increase voters' participation. He commended the ongoing construction of INEC's new headquarters annex, describing it as a significant step towards improving the Commission's operational capacity. Up next is Lagos news. Don't relax ahead of local government polls. Tinubu cautions Lagos APC. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on members of the All Progressive Congress in Lagos State to remain vigilant and committed in their efforts to secure victory in the upcoming local government elections scheduled for July the 12th, 2025. Ekohotblog reports that addressing political party stakeholders through Lagos State Governor Babajide Olusola, Tinubu emphasized the importance of unity, urging aspirants who lost in the party primaries to set aside their differences and support the party's candidates. The message was delivered during a stakeholders meeting held at the State House Marina, which brought together party leaders and candidates for chairmanship and councillorship positions from across the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu also encouraged party members to mobilize support for the APC and cautioned candidates against betraying the trust placed in them. He noted that a 4-year term provides ample time for any chairman to make a meaningful difference. He further stressed the importance of local government leadership, urging candidates to focus on initiatives that promote economic growth and long-term sustainability as grassroots governance directly impacts citizens' lives. This is a joint ticket for the chairman and vice chairman. It is a call to service. There should be no acrimony, division, or any issue. I expect the vice chairman to give the chairman support. The chairman would give you your deserved respect and recognition, he said. The chairman of the Governance Advisory Council in Lagos, Prince Tajuddin Olusi, stated that efforts to distort the events of June 12, 1993 election and portray President Bola Tinubu negatively will not succeed. He made this statement in defense of Tinubu following recent allegations by former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido who accused Tinubu of supporting the annulment of the June 12, 1993 election. Meanwhile, the Lagos State APC chairman, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, urged candidates to ensure their plans and actions are in line with both state and federal government policies to ensure the dividend of democracy reach the people. Still on Lagos news, Governor Sanwo-Olu at 60, Lagos Assembly pays tribute. The Lagos State House of Assembly has congratulated Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu on the occasion of his 60th birthday in a statement issued by the chairman of the House Committee on Information Strategy and Security, Honorable Ogundikpe Stephen Olukayode. Ekohotblog gathered that the Assembly described the governor as a distinguished leader and an icon of excellence. On this special day, on behalf of her leader and speaker Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, principal officers, and distinguished colleagues, I rejoice with His Excellency Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu on the attainment of 60 years in the land of the living. Your dedication, leadership, and commitment to the progress of Lagos has left an indelible mark on us all. You exemplify the true essence of visionary leader, showcasing a deep-rooted understanding of the principles that drive progressive politics in our beloved Lagos. Your willingness to listen, empathize, and take decisive action has earned you the respect and admiration of both colleagues and the people. Your contributions to the growth and prosperity of Lagos State stand as a testament to your enduring dedication. This is a celebration of 6 decades of incredible memories and countless moments of joy, he added. Turning 60 is not just about looking back on years gone by, but also about looking forward to new adventures. On this special occasion of yours, I pray for good and sound health for you to enjoy all the blessings of God Almighty, he concluded. Up next is Ekpe News. Ekpe local government chairman Animashaun empowers traders, youth, fishermen, and elderly with life-changing tools. The executive chairman of Ekpe local government, Honorable Princess Sura Olayemi Animashaun, on Monday empowered hundreds of community members, including traders, youth, and elderly, and fishermen with tools and equipment aimed at improving livelihoods and boosting the local economy. Ekohotblog reports that the items distributed during the empowerment program included tricycles, grinding machines, sewing machines, hair dryers, life jackets, coolers with drinks, and fishing nets. The event held at the council's secretariat was part of the administrator's broader vision to ensure sustainable development and economic inclusion for all. Addressing the beneficiaries, Animashaun said the gesture was part of our administration's promise to create meaningful opportunities for the people. This is not just distribution, this is real empowerment, she said. We are investing in your livelihoods, in your families, and in the economy of Ekpe. Whether you're a trader, a youth, an elderly person, or a fisherman, what we give you today will improve your life in tangible ways, she added. She reaffirmed our administration's commitment to expanding empowerment programs and social welfare initiatives if given another term. APC Apex leader Alhaji Seriki Akoni Bamu commended the chairman for the initiative, expressing confidence in our leadership. Also speaking at the event, Honorable Abiodun Tobun, member of the Lagos State House of Assembly, hailed the initiative as a continuation of grassroots-centered governance. Gbogbo dáadáa tẹ́ tí ń ṣe ẹ má dáwọ́ ẹ dúró kó túbọ̀ tẹ̀ sí iwájú ni àwọn kánsẹ́lọ̀ yín náà dẹ̀rẹ́ ẹ tí ń ṣe dáadáa sí wọn àìní ṣe dáadáa sí wọn mọ́ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ rí o gbogbo dáadáa tẹ́ tí ń ṣe sí community náà òun la wọlé sí council yìí dàbí London ni torí mo rí wájú lọ́run mo ní ilé tuntun màrè mo tún wo bẹ́ẹ̀ mo tún rí mo kọ́ rò pé red carpet ni mo rí pé mat ni so you are doing your impact is at the local government level so impact no dey parẹ́ láéláé o so ẹ ṣàṣeyege o your community support will still continue. One of the beneficiaries, Mr. Babatunde Abbas, expressed gratitude for the impactful support He praised Animashaun's performance in infrastructure, elderly care, and road rehabilitation.
I thank the local government chairman that did this thing for us. We really appreciate for so far so good all the good things that they are doing for this Ekpe. We really appreciate it. All of us will come out by the grace of God. We will come out for this election and we will vote. By the grace of Almighty God, we will win.
That's indeed a generous gesture by the executive chairman of Ekpe local government, Honorable Princess Sura Olayemi Animashaun. Still on Ekpe news, APC flag-off campaign in Ekpe as traditional rulers endorse candidates ahead of July 12 elections. As preparations intensify for the July 12, 2025 local government election in Lagos State, the All Progressive Congress commenced its campaign in Ekpe with a visit to the palace of the paramount ruler and the Oloja of Ekpe land, His Royal Majesty Oba Kamaruddin Ishola Animashaun. Ekohotblog reports that the gathering held on Monday, June the 23rd at the new Royal Castle in Ekpe brought together key APC leaders, traditional rulers and party faithfuls and residents. The event served as a formal presentation of the party's candidates from councillorship aspirants to the executive chairman before the traditional leaders and the people of Ekpe. Present at the palace were other respected monarchs, including the Oni Ladaba of Ladaba Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Oba Nureni Sikiru Odedino the Alugbin I, and the Olota of Otaikosi Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Oba Elias Omoloron Adedapo Ijelu, alongside chiefs from the Oloja in Council and representatives from Ladaba and Itomo kingdoms. In their various remarks, party stalwarts appreciated the consistent support of Ekpe residents for the APC. Among them were APC Apex leader in Ekpe division and a GAC member. Iconic stakeholders of All Progressive Congress include High Chief Honorable Abiodun Tobun, incumbent chairman and re-election candidate Honorable Princess Sura Olayemi Animashaun, POSA campaign chairman Alhaji Shakiruddin Akoni Seriki Bamu, and Honorable Bode Alausa. They all emphasized the need for voters to turn out en masse on election day and cast their ballots for the APC candidates.
Ẹ jẹ́ a dìbò kó kún bí bàbá mi ṣe sọ bámú lótìtọ́ àti lódodo princess ti wọlé tẹ́ bá ti lè múyàn ní primary nínú local government level. Àmọ́ àfẹ́ kó jẹ́ yẹn kí gbogbo wa jáde kíbò yẹn kún ju ètò fún president àti ti governor. Kọ́mọ̀ pé lótìtọ́ àti lódodo lẹ́pẹ̀ ńkọ́ progressive ni wá.
Oba Kamaruddin Animashaun, in his remarks, thanked the party leadership for backing his daughter and supporting a second-term bid. He cautioned against complacency and urged elected officials to remain accountable.
Hausa, ti Igbo, ti Yorùbá tó wà lẹ́pẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ ṣe ẹ kú àdúrótì. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dẹ̀ ń gbárùkù lẹ́yìn àwọn òṣèlú mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín o, ẹ kú àdúrótì o, Ọlọ́run àdúrótì yín. Mo rọ̀ yín ẹ ṣe dáadáa sádùúgbò yín kọ́ àwọn ará àdúgbò yín mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe dáadáa because ṣe dáadáa nílùú ìlú pàápàá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí ìlú sọ̀rọ̀ yín láburú o. Ṣe ni kí ẹ try ẹ ṣe jẹ́ lè ṣe torí àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn kó má bàa tún wò pé ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn kó má mú wọn lásọgbẹ̀ àwọn ta torí ẹ̀ ṣe wàhálà ládùúgbò wa kí náà ṣe fún wa. Ẹ̀yin grassroots náà kẹ́rù ti ẹni tí ó ń gbé yín sókè kẹ́rù pé ìsàlẹ̀ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ tún ṣe o. Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú yín o.
Supporting the monarch's message, Oba Nureni of Ladaba and Oba Elias of Otaikosi both offered their royal blessings and encouragement to the APC candidates.
Àwọn kan ló wà ńbẹ̀ lánàá, àwọn kan ló wà ńbẹ̀ lónìí, Salome tó ń bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ lọ́la. So àmọ̀ràn mi fún ṣáàmà pẹ̀lú àwọn kábínẹ̀tì ẹ̀ ni pé kó ṣe dáadáa sí ìlú, kó ṣe dáadáa ságbègbè, kó ṣe dáadáa sí ọmọdé, kó ṣe dáadáa sí àgbà, kí ó lè dín lọ́la ká lè pardon them pé nígbà tí wọ́n o nǹkan mèremère báyìí kọ́ máa yẹ kí education kọ́ máa yẹ kó gbẹ̀yìn.
My advice for them they should keep doing the good work they are doing, and this time around they should continue because people are watching. So whatever they do the last time, they should keep it up. They should do good to the people and They should do the, what do you call it, the campaign very well. So people give them support. That's all I could say.
At a recent state parley organized by the Lagos state government, Oba Elias Ijelu had commended the performance of local government leaders in Ekpe and urged the chairman and councillors to sustain their good works, echoing similar praise from Oba Ladaba. The campaign continued at APC Secretariat in Paramount, Ekpe, where candidates were officially introduced to party members and presented with symbolic brooms by Honorable Abiodun Tobun. The final stop was at Ekpe Local Government Secretariat, where former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adeyemi Ikuforuji and Alhaji Akoni Seriki Bamu handed over party flags to the candidates. Now onto the foreign scene. Israel-Iran conflict continues with Iranian missile strike despite Trump's ceasefire announcement. The US President Donald Trump announced that Israel and Iran had agreed to a complete and total ceasefire, although uncertainty surrounded the claim as hostilities continued into Tuesday. Ekohotblog reports that the statement followed a limited missile strike by Iran on a US military base in Qatar on Monday, a retaliatory move after American airstrikes targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. Iranian's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi had earlier stated that Iran would cease its attacks if Israel altered its operations by 4 a.m. Tehran time on Tuesday. However, shortly after that deadline, Israel siren signaled incoming missiles with at least one visibly intercepted over Jerusalem. Additional alerts for missile attacks were reported as morning arrived. In southern Israel, a residential building suffered significant damage, with images from Israel's fire rescue services showing the facade of a 7-story structure blown off. It remains unclear how continued missile activity will impact the proposed ceasefire. Trump, posting on Truth Social, indicated that the ceasefire would take effect around midnight Tuesday Eastern Time, calling it official end of the conflict. Although Israel did not formally confirm the truce, reports of strikes of Iran ceased after 4 a.m. local time, despite a wave of heavy attacks leading up to the deadline, a tactic previously used by Israel in past conflicts. Iran's foreign minister reiterated on X that no formal agreement was in place, but Iran would not continue its response if Israeli strikes stopped. His message, posted at 4:16 a.m. Tehran time, added that a formal decision on Iran's military posture would be made later. However, Israel's military declined to comment on Trump's announcement, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office did not issue a response. Still on foreign news, Netanyahu declares historic victory over Iran, vows to prevent nuclear rebuild. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday declared a historic victory in Israel's 12-day war against Iran and pledged to ensure that Tehran would never rebuild its nuclear capabilities. Speaking in a televised address following the commencement of a ceasefire between both countries, Netanyahu said Israel had achieved its military objectives, Ekohotblog gathered. "We have achieved a historic victory," he said. "Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. We have thwarted Iran's nuclear project, and if anyone in Iran tries to rebuild it, we will act with the same determination and intensity to stop them." Israel's Defense Force Chief Eyal Zamir had earlier stated that Israeli strikes had set back Iran's nuclear program by years, and the operation was now entering a new phase. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian confirmed on Tuesday that Tehran was ready to return to nuclear negotiations with the United States as part of the ceasefire conditions. However, he emphasized that Iran would continue to defend its right to peaceful nuclear energy. Israel's government announced earlier that it had eliminated what is called dual existential threat posed by Iran's nuclear weapons program and missile capabilities during its military campaign. Netanyahu described Israel's offensive, named Operation Rising Lion, as a landmark operation in Israel's military history. This campaign will be studied by armies worldwide, he said. The operation included coordinated airstrikes on Iran's nuclear and missile facilities and targeted assassinations of key military and security leaders, as well as attacks on state-run media stations and the notorious Evin prison in Tehran. The United States also participated in the offensive, with President Donald Trump announcing on Sunday that American forces had totally obliterated Iran's key nuclear sites. Despite the heavy strikes, analysts warned that it remains uncertain whether Iran's nuclear capabilities have been permanently neutralized, as there are concerns that Tehran may have relocated its enriched uranium stockpiles. Up next is sports. The lap scores as Chelsea sweeps ES Tunis 3-0 to reach Club World Cup last 16. Chelsea secured a comfortable 3-0 victory over ES Tunis to book their place in the last 16 of the Club World Cup, where they will face Portuguese giants Benfica in Charlotte on Saturday. It was a dominant performance from Enzo Maresca's side, who overcame the intense heat in Philadelphia to outclass their Tunisian opponents. Goals from Tosin Adarabioyo, Liam Delap and Tyreek George sealed the win. Ekohotblog reports that Adarabioyo opened the scoring just before halftime, heading in Enzo Fernandez's perfectly delivered free kick in the 3rd minute. Fernandez, who has been in sensational form, added another assist moments later, setting up Delap, who showed brilliant composure to turn in the box and slot home his first goal for Chelsea. Delap's goal marked an important milestone for the 30 million signing, with Maresca expressing confidence in the striker's ability to consistently deliver. "We know Liam will score goals for us, there is no doubt about that," Maresca said after the match. Chelsea dominated the second half, controlling possession and keeping ES Tunis under pressure. Brazilian midfielder Andre Santos finally made his long-awaited Chelsea debut as a substitute after spending 2.5 years on loan. Christopher Nkunku, who started despite reports linking him to Manchester United, was denied a penalty after a VAR review overturned the decision for handball. In the closing moments, young winger Tyreek George capitalized on a goalkeeper error to score Chelsea's 3rd and wrap up the game. Maresca, who made 8 changes to his starting lineup, emphasized the need for squad rotation due to the demanding match schedule and hot conditions. "We are proud to be in the last 16, but now we must aim for the top 8, he said. Still on the FIFA Club World Cup competition, at least 10 teams have confirmed their places in the round of 16 at the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup in the United States, following the conclusion of group stage matches played on Tuesday and the early hours of Wednesday. Ekohotblog reports that Chelsea and Benfica were among the latest to progress. Benfica edged German champion by 1-0, with Andreas' first goal proving decisive. The Portuguese side topped the group, while Bayern secured 2nd place. Chelsea advanced with ease after a commanding 3-0 victory over ES Tunis. With these results, Chelsea and Benfica join Inter Miami, Palmeiras, Paris Saint-Germain, Flamengo and Botafogo, Juventus, Manchester City and Bayern Munich in the knockout phase. Meanwhile, South American giants Boca Juniors and African side Esperance are among the least 13 clubs eliminated at the group stage so far. Boca Juniors were held to a 1-1 draw by Auckland City, which combined with Benfica's win confirmed their early exit. Esperance's hope were dashed following a 3-0 defeat to Chelsea in their final group fixture. Other teams already eliminated include FC Porto, Al Ain, Wydad AC, Atletico Madrid, Seattle Sounders, Al Ahly, Los Angeles FC, Auckland City, Pachuca, Ulsan HD, and Urawa Red Diamonds. The round of 16 fixtures are already shaping up as Benfica take on Chelsea. Palmeiras is set to lock horn with Botafogo. Football fans around the world are delicately poised for a Super Sunday fixture as European champions Paris Saint-Germain take on Messi's Inter Miami, while Flamengo slug it out with German giant Bayern Munich. Meanwhile, additional fixtures are expected to be confirmed as the group stage wraps up. Now let's take a look at what's buzzing in the world of showbiz and entertainment. Court fixes date to rule on Mohbad's father's case against Naira Marley and Sam Larry. The Lagos State High Court in Ikeja has fixed July 2nd, 2025 to rule on a legal challenge filed by Joseph Aloba, father of the late singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. Aloba is contesting the legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions, which declared music promoter Sam Larry and artist Naira Marley of alleged involvement in his son's death. Ekohotblog gathered that Justice Taiwo Olatokun set the ruling date after hearing arguments from Aloba's counsel, Wahab Shitu, and representatives of the Lagos State Attorney General and the DPP. Aloba claims the suspects were released without a fair hearing and argues that the DPP's decision undermined the ongoing coroner's inquest into Mohbad's death. His lawyer insists that the DPP's advice compromised the process by clearing individuals before the inquest concluded. In response, the DPP's legal officer, Ayinde Ibrahim, stated that the suspects were discharged based on available evidences and not acquitted. He clarified that the DPP acted within its statutory duties, independent of the coroner's inquest, which focuses on determining the cause and circumstances of the death. The respondents further argued that the police, not the coroner, submitted the case file for DPP's review, that neither the coroner nor the applicant had access to the full criminal file used to form the legal advice. According to the Director of Public Prosecutions, there was no credible evidence linking Naira Marley and Sam Larry or others to Mohbad's death. They maintained that Aloba's application was based on assumptions without presenting new evidence. The DPP urged the court to dismiss the application in the interest of justice, insisting that their conclusion was based on the facts provided by police and not speculative claims. Finally, on entertainment, gospel singer Oluwatimileyin Ajayi sentenced to death for Salome Adaidu's murder. A high court sitting in Lafia, Nasarawa State on Thursday, June the 26th, sentenced Oluwatimileyin Ajayi to death by hanging for the murder of National Youth Service Corps member Salome Adaidu. The case, which took months of court proceedings, was closely followed by the public, given Ajayi's influence in Nigeria's gospel music scene. Ekohotblog reports that the presiding judge, Justice Simon Aboki, delivered the verdict after finding Ajayi guilty of murder and dismembering the corps member. Ajayi was convicted on a single count of culpable homicide, an offense under Section 221 of the Penal Code applicable in northern Nigeria, which carries a death penalty. Details of the case indicated that the prosecution presented compelling evidence linking Ajayi to the murder. However, the motives and circumstances behind the incident remains unclear. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of Ekohotblog's weekly review of trending stories. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to always get notified. Which of the news is most astonishing to you? Tell us in the comment section below. I am Daniel Samson Idowu. Till next time, stay safe and healthy.